vaults forging that we've been doing on the backside with Posty, Marley, Hunt, and so on. It's not going to be a problem to pass this verification. I'm pretty confident that we'll have no troubles with that.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro. Appreciate it. Hunt, what were you saying about Zoom demo?
Yeah, you want to run through the platform real fast and give everybody some eyes on why we're bullish. Just give some some visuals on the platform, like what we'll get, this, that, and the third.
Yeah, one screen. Would you be able to share your screen or kick that off and maybe show a little bit, walk people through staking rewards and what it is exactly for people that aren't as familiar?
Yeah,
it's just that
I'm currently on Discord only. Can you just drop it in the chat here at our private chat or somewhere else, the Zoom link?
Yeah, let's get one spun up. Hunt, can you spin one up? Or GK, can you get one spun up for somebody?
I think we have one. I'll try to track it down.
Cool. And in the meantime, while we're trying to get this, maybe you can explain a little bit more about some of what staking rewards is hoping to achieve, and in the next coming months, and during what you guys have been building during this downturn bear market a little bit, and why we should be bullish on staking rewards itself.
Yeah, definitely. So staking rewards is completely going into a full revamp and a whole website redesign. A small glimpse of that is coming on a Zoom call right after we send the link. Yeah, basically we're gonna have some improved new functionalities. We're been working on that since February, as far as I can remember. It's been quite a while. I think it's gonna be live also next quarter, if not end of the year. Which is also why I would personally like to see ShapeShift, the platform, as soon as possible. You get the right exposure when the website is going to launch. Apart from that, in terms of some additional metrics that I mentioned earlier, so 450K unique monthly users, about soft of 50K newsletter subscriptions. Yeah, almost 40K Twitter followers. Yeah, I can give you some more metrics on that as well. But yeah.
Yeah, do you see that link in stage chat?
Okay, so you send it in the channel. Let me check. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're here, sharing my screen right a sec. We're on. Do you see my screen for now?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So those are just some general metrics. As you can see, usually our users are affluent investors and institutions. Approximately 20% of the traffic is being generated in the EU, about 30% here at the US part. Our partners basically are listed here. We have really, really good long-term relationships, and generally when we try to work with somebody, we really try to make it a long-term business relationship. We also really make an effort to curate and maintain the data that is coming from your side. Although it's maybe not that obvious, there is quite a lot of research and engineering involved into keeping all the metrics aligned with our proprietary data endpoints that is being used reliably by some of the biggest institutions. Yeah, we've also partnered with some of the leading marketing and publishing institutions as well. What we are basically looking at from the asset integration side, you can take a look here. So this is the standard package. You will get all of your validators will be included, which is why we've opted to go for this standard package. Basically, the entirety of your validators are going to be included, all the stats and so on. You're going to get a written staking tutorial, written team interview, and so on. Apart from all the maintenance updates on the main asset profile, real-time metrics and calculations, public profile, Telegram support, and so on. Let me give you a short walkthrough of how that's going to look like. So staking rewards is the website that you see here. We have two different types of integrations, which you can see on the left side here, the crypto assets, here the staking providers. So you're going to be on both, integrated on both different, let's say, sub pages, because you have two different services as well. Let's dive first into crypto assets. If you click, for example, I don't know, like on Near protocol, you see the general dashboard. You see all of the social widgets and other links here, a really, really small description. You have about the staking ratio. This is one of the proprietary data endpoints that we use for the API. You have the staking market cap, and so on. We have a different type of estimations of what it means to run a validator node and so on. So we assess the risk, we assess the complexity, we calculate the awards, we also adjust the reward based on the inflation and so on, if there are any lockups and so on. This is the calculator that, for example, can be used by our client. We can put in whatever number here, what term it is, then what type of staking infrastructure you're using or want to calculate earnings for. Then you can basically like make a predictive kind of a function here with what kind of price action do you expect and so on, and as well with yearly compounding rewards. This is really useful for institutions as well who are long-term holders and so on. So the FAQs are going to be really similar to your profile as well. So what is ShapeShift? Who's the time? What is the DAO behind? Let's say, just generally like FAQs. We're going to work it out together with you guys. What you guys want to hear? What do you want to have in the FAQs? Basically, we could do at some point some in-depth research articles, but one of those that is included already is the staking tutorial, which is going to be here included as well. Yes, and this would be everything from the asset page. Now we have to go to the staking providers page, where you're going to have both your wallet here as well as your provider profile as well. And we can go to some, and all of those blue buttons here are institutions that are currently being verified. There are some more coming in the upcoming months. So the verification is being done in batches. So if you go, for example, to Stakefish, this is a profile that you can approximately feel how the website is going to look like. Here's the staking rewards verified provider page with all the scorecards that the scorecard has been issued with. On this scorecard, you see basically like what kind of ideation phase there was, the voting, insurance coverage, and all the details about NEV policies, customer support policies, and so on. You're going to have all of the assets already supported for all different assets that you have already in the Earn vault. They're all going to be listed here continuously. Yes, and this is basically what we're gonna work on. In terms of the wallet service, you can take a look at this tab here. So the wallet is going to be here, and yeah, basically one of those wallets is also going to be ShapeShift. It's yeah, it's a pretty simple kind of page. So it doesn't at the moment really look appealing a lot from the designer type of side, but this is completely going to change because we're going to look like this approximately. So you see what the design is approximately going to look like. What we are basically going to focus on is new user acquisition also from your side, increased staking participation, brand awareness, and yeah, this research side of things that we have from the 150 unique proprietary data endpoints. Yeah, in terms of that, the only huge added value that you cannot see currently is that of being included into this API service used by our leading institutions. But everything else, I think I made a short walkthrough of what that means. And yeah, I'm glad to work with the whole community together to get to work on this with you together.
Hey, thank you for that overview. I definitely support the terms that we ended up landing on and presenting to the community. I did help you draft and like verify that there were probably reasonable terms. So I just want to highlight that you guys definitely came down from an agreement that, you know, probably would have been tough even in the bull market for the community to digest. And I think even like in bearish conditions now, these terms are probably pretty reasonable in terms of like value that we could derive from this. And beyond that, allowing us to make like multiple payments and not just paying you all at once was really great, in my opinion. I appreciate you guys coming to these terms that we did come to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the
and
terms actually that we came to were basically 35K in total, where 25K is going to be paid in USDC before we start the project and before we start integration, and then we said the last day of payment at the moment would be the 25th of August for the remaining 10K. This is now the base that we've agreed upon. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's something that you're definitely going to get good ROI on. And yeah, there are some other points that we can cooperate in the future. But as we already discussed in our meetings, it's good to start with the basics, and we can always start adding different advertising deliverables as you see some staking, increased staking participation and so on. We can always work on some staking buttons and so on. And what I still haven't mentioned is that on the new page, basically, on your staking provider page, you will have a stake now button here, which is leading directly to the staking vaults. This has only been accessible previously to our main advertising partners. As you can see, those are basically unranked, and what we have advertising packages worth 75K per month for Blockdaemon, Midas, and StakeDAO, and this is something that you would get with the verified provider integration for basically 10K, which is some really huge added value that I see. It's definitely a good ROI from whatever perspective you look at it.
awesome. Yeah, thanks for covering that, and yeah, thanks for hopping up here and doing the AMA, walking us through all of that. And as Hunt just said too, I'm bullish on this idea of getting us listed on staking rewards, and could see the value that it would bring us being on a platform that size, bring more attention to ShapeShift, but also bring more attention to Fox token. A lot of large whale traders and DeFi people in the DeFi space use this, and having us as the preferred badge and being on there just in general. That's kind of a hard metric to measure in terms of like if somebody just happens to see ShapeShift over and over again, the name, they might have to come check it out. While we can track a lot of that, just name recognition, something that's hard to track, but I think is a huge benefit of staking rewards. At this time, I'd like to kind of kick it open to some questions, if that's cool with you guys. If you're ready to have some people maybe possibly come up and join the stage, or just type out some questions in the stage chat, and we can try to answer them best as possible.
Sure. Yes.
Cool. Well, if anybody wants to come up and ask a question, maybe they had a question in the forum, or just after walking through that, feel free to raise your hand. We'll bring you up here to ask in person. If you don't want to ask in person, feel free to like kind of type out your questions, and we'll try to answer them. I'll give people a couple minutes, couple seconds to possibly raise their hand, ask some questions. I know there was a lot of people that had a lot of comments on the pricing of it and everything too. So, hey, Ocean, thanks for hopping up.
Hey, Toasty and Hunt. Thank you guys for coordinating this. And one screen, please. And Fabian, thanks for the overview of the platform. My question is much more directed to the DAO than it is to the platform at all. So forgive me, one screen and Fabian. But I just wanted to understand. So there's been a couple proposals recently that seem to fit into the category of marketing and growth that are requesting additional budget from what has been already allocated. And I just wanted to get some clarity on why that's the case, and why aren't we able to use the budget that the marketing and growth workstream already has for these items that seem to be related?
Yeah, so I can take a stab at that, and then Hunt, you can chime in a little bit. So this is a larger ask in terms of funds, and when we established the marketing and growth work stream, it would have been a lot harder pill to swallow, and we kind of knew this as well with like the email marketing, for example, that being even $6,000 to $7,000 a month potentially to run autopilot, to hire somebody to help with email marketing. At the time, we didn't have full access to it, and at the time, the stake and rewards proposal wasn't in a place that we were willing to, be willing to spend 35,000. The price at the time that we negotiated as we were getting down in price was a lot higher, when we did our first proposal. Plus, any of these larger added budget spends, we didn't want to just tack them on, just to have potential issues with like budgeting restrictions and people seeing an inflated number in the marketing and growth work stream. Same thing, we're covering a lot of like events like ETH Barcelona, some of the sponsorship stuff there that we're using some of the bounty budget for to move money around there. So this is just a little bit of a larger ask. So we wanted to bring it to the community to get funded. Hopefully that answers. It's more of like it's also a little bit of an optics thing too, is if every single, we just wanted to count for overhead at the time of staking rewards, it would have been a lot higher price and harder pill to swallow if you see like a $35,000 line item when we're going through the proposal.
Yeah, I think you covered it there. It's like really the proposal was really complex, and covering like every line item like for possible ideas that were on the table, because they're still like we consistently have like sponsorship opportunities thrown at us and like various things that cost money, right? Trying to like justify those or like forecast those or project those for like a super large period of time probably would have made our budget ask like pretty massive. It didn't seem like the right path to take, in all reality, especially with the timing and stuff that we were working with. Yeah, but I think you covered it, Toasty.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I get the fact that there's, these are variable costs, right? I think that like for me to support this though, and to support any of these additional items that I believe kind of fall into marketing and growth, like it would need to have some idea of what the budget actually is, right? Because right now we don't know what the incremental asks are coming, and so we also don't know what we're like as a DAO thinking of. Like, okay, so now we spend 35K here. Is there going to be another 35K ask in the future, or are you guys like, hey, this is it for the next 6 months? And so without that information, like I continually am going to vote against these proposals because I think we need higher level budgeting, even knowing that there is going to be variable costs associated with work streams.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
if you were
this
looking at like,
specifically, you wanna go ahead?
yeah, I'll
Okay.
take a stab and then you can chime in. Yeah, for this specifically, if we had budgeted in staking rewards and when they first approached us as a DAO, we would have a line item budget that was significantly more, like 3 times, if not more than that, of what this $35,000 ask is over a longer period of time. So as that changed, this has been going on for a couple months as we've been working with them. That it would have just been a lot larger, and then you have overinflated numbers in your proposal. Things come up. This is something that's going to definitely benefit not only, yes, it is kind of a marketing tool, but it benefits the DAO overall. So it is kind of a question for the DAO. It's not just technically like a media buy for marketing. It's also optics, branding, awareness, possibly bringing, extra money into like the liquidity pools with us. That's the whole goal of it. But also for the name recognition of ShapeShift and Fox and branding, and like potentially raising the price of the Fox token, which generates more money for the DAO. So it kind of benefits everything, even though it is partially a marketing tool. It's kind of like a DAO tool overall. It's not like the autopilot email marketing list, which is purely for marketing, but even that one's a little bit blurry too, because we still need to like let users know when account information is changing. There's very few tools that we use that are only specifically for marketing. And same thing with like event travel, like we're covering that for some people. Even though we're not maybe sending anybody from marketing to some of these events, we still try to like help out with a lot of that. So hopefully that kind of like helps with like, while it is for marketing and a media buy, it's going to benefit the DAO overall. It's not just a marketing tool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like cover the 6 month projection item. I definitely can't tell you that I can project in the next 6 months that there won't be like another opportunity to get involved with a media buy that could be valuable, in my opinion. But in the last 6 months, this is definitely like the only media buy that I've supported, like in like terms wise, like in cost wise, and like possible value delivery. So I can definitely say that like this is the best in the last 6 months. I don't know about the next 6 months, but I would definitely like to test this traffic source because at the end of the day, like this is probably like one of the better media buys we can get, not just from like raw deliverables from like projected numbers and like results from people that they've worked with in the past, right? But there's like some SEO value here and like they do hit pretty hard. And like some really great search engine results and like keywords that we have to pay a lot of money for. Like specifically, I guess Toasty, you could like break down the cost like $1.60 a click right now, right? To run like a decent paid campaign where we're just testing traffic, right? So at the end of the day, like there has to be an understanding here that like if the DAO does want to like run like paid marketing, like media buys, like definitely like if you have people like supporting it, like I definitely support it, and I'm a stickler on budgets, like especially with paid advertising. Toasty can attest to that, like to the core, like even privately, I'm a hater for sure. But at the end of the day, I definitely support these terms, and I definitely really want to test this traffic. I think it would be valuable for the DAO. But in terms of like your 6 month projection, I don't think I can make that for you, but I can definitely tell you like the past six. So yeah, that's the best answer I got for you, Ocean.
Yeah, so also like from our side of things, apart from this search engine optimization, that is our basically unique selling point. We're basically the #1 search engine SEO website that there is for staking rewards, right? I would say there is this network effect from the API because Coinbase, Figment, MSRE are all using our API for staking data. So this networking effect is also not something that you can directly measure, but once it comes big.
Thank you guys for the responses. Yeah, in general, just trying to figure out how we get to a budget and figure out what that is for the DAO.
Yeah, and as Hunt said too, like he's such a stickler on usually paid spend, and actually, the staking reward people can attest to like how much pushback they probably faced from Hunt and myself in the very early months of them coming and reaching out when we had a different like marketing work stream leader. Hunt and myself were very pushing back on the spend and the amount, and we worked really closely with with the staking rewards team and with Willie and stuff to get this into a place where it's kind of a slam dunk, for the amount, for 35,000 for everything that we're getting, everything that we kind of just showed off, being preferred on their site, all the SEO value, having Fox Token listed on like what everybody that's familiar with DeFi is familiar with staking rewards. Just plain and simple. If you're in DeFi and you're like looking at liquidity pools, you understand kind of like what's going on. You use staking rewards to find out different pools and different things that are happening in DeFi. For us being listed on there and being as like preferred badge and stuff as well, I'm sure I think we'll see a drastic increase in the attention that ShapeShift and the Fox token receives after making it to the platform. So we spend a lot of money in other things. I know we're in a down market. We're trying to cut budget wherever we can, but this is a realistic price for a lot that we're going to be gaining. I just kind of want to like put that out there as well, and I bet you Hunt can attest to that too. Is that we worked really hard with the stake and rewards people to get this to like a very reasonable cost on our side, and they've been awesome with going through different forum posts, going through the proposal route. It's probably not the easiest to do. Usually it's just a quick sign of a contract, maybe with some of their other customers. But they've been here for a couple months and they've been working with us really closely. So it's definitely a partnership I want to pursue just off of that alone, just from the work ethic from the people that have been working on it.
Thanks, Toasty. Yeah, I agree with you on all those points. It's just one of those things. I would say if I thought it was like a total waste on media buy spend, but I after like trying to define metrics here and trying to go through like reasonable costs and trying to like define what our other options are for months, this really probably is one of the better value ads in terms of spend. So
yeah, and we need to tell people about ShapeShift, and we need to tell people about our staking, and we need to like inform people on a larger scale. We're using the tools that we have at our disposal, social, running lots of like PR, getting news stories, lots of partnerships. But we do need to be realistic in terms of like getting on platforms like staking rewards. Sometimes there is, like this one, there is a fee. It's not always just integrations, partnerships without a fee. We see that with people reaching out to us too that actually want to partner with ShapeShift or work with ShapeShift, and they end up paying us. Sometimes it goes the other way. So I definitely would put my neck on the line and say like this proposal should go forward, it should pass, and I think we'll see a great benefit on being on staking rewards. Not only just in terms of name recognition and token price hopefully increasing, but people using our staking pools and stuff as well.
I completely agree with you guys, and also thanks for this AMA. There is though something that I would like to point out. I'm just gonna really my screen just for a quick sec. The job is not over with the payment. We still have to go through all those questions like government participation, compliance, reliability, security, value-added services, liability, customer service. I mean, I know you have a Discord channel and so on, so this can be taken as a customer service as well, accountability team. So this is where I will definitely need your support, especially Hunt and Toasty, of getting this questionnaire settled. Yeah, basically what we will also need from your side is an API, which is preferably in REST API JSON format. We're gonna go through basically like engaged balance, available supply, all the usual metrics. I will send you this onboarding kit as well, but those are the requirements also that we need before the integration. But apart from that, yeah, I'm fully available for any support, for any help that you guys need, and I'm 100% sure that we're gonna get it across, not also get it across, but also get it across with a really nice score, and you will get a verified provider certificate, which you will be able to use also on your website, which is going to be nice also for creating backlinks and also optimizing SEO even more. This is the certificate, how it's going to look like. Basically, like at the end of the issuance process, it's going to be an NFT at some point as well. But yeah, definitely there are some things coming up with the new website being launched in the next quarter, hopefully. And once this is being launched, yeah, it's going to be a whole different story. It's going to be basically a spaceship that we are launching. So yeah, pretty confident that ShapeShift is going to leverage this as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that and showing that. Just wanted to double check to see if there was any more questions. If somebody wanted to pop up on the stage, make sure we get everybody's questions answered.
What would maybe be useful from our side as well is that some of you guys, if you can go to a normal asset profile and a normal provider profile and let us know, okay, what could there potentially be that we could improve? Is there something that you would like to see that we can do in addition? If there are some advertising opportunities, maybe some educational material or research material that we can produce, not but maybe in the future once we finish integration, it will also be really nice to see from you guys. And yeah, we are definitely happy to educate all of those new DAO members that are gonna come, and yeah, make the staking experience as seamless as possible for those users. But as said, the most important that you're gonna benefit from is basically this network effect of institutions that our API will give you the bridge to.
Awesome, perfect. I see a couple of questions coming in. Thanks, Hunt, for typing those out. I'm just trying to read and catch up. Was there anybody that wanted to hop up and ask a question? If you do, just raise your hand and we'll pull you up. Cool, give it a couple more seconds. Read out a couple more questions. Yeah, thanks. I saw that, Ocean, about the specific predictions on the metrics. Yeah, we can try to, put our wish list of like what Hunt and I are hoping for. As we mentioned earlier in the call, like we just started kicking off like paid to start testing. Exactly what cost per click we're happy with, in terms of like how much traffic we're hoping to generate into our like liquidity pools and stuff as well, and then the other side of bringing new members into the DAO, and then also people like traction on our Discord, traction on our web app. Cool. Well, I'm gonna give it just one more minute. But yeah, if nobody has their hand raised, maybe we can just do some closing remarks, Hunt, and then tell people how they can comment on the forum, and feel like we want to start moving this forward. We didn't see any massive red flags, and as we said, Hunt and I have been working on this with Willie Fox for the past couple weeks and months, actually. So it's getting our seal of approval, and we hope that should speak volumes in terms of us backing it to the DAO. We're very stringent on like what we do push forward, and everybody knows Hunt will be very outspoken about a project if he doesn't feel like it's a good fit for the marketing work stream or the DAO in general. And the fact that we're all bullish on this idea, I think speaks volumes. So Hunt, do you have any like kind of closing remarks or anything you want to say?
No, I can't really see if Marley's in the crowd, but I definitely appreciate Marley's help on this too. He was around for a bunch of conversations that we had, so definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the Staking Rewards guys for coming here for this AMA, and you too, Toasty, for hosting it.
One thing that's left, I don't want to skip PTT's question about the spaceship. So the spaceship thing is just basically the internal working title of the relaunch, right? So we are adding a lot of requested features, and I get your point with moon fumes, but basically it's just our internal way of building this thing new from the ground up to kind of get to the moon. So we are also just kind of crypto nerds all along, right? So it's just the working title.
Yeah, I'm not able to give you any detailed insights onto this website launch, unfortunately. You're going to be pretty surprised if the technicals, the technicals are going to be those special data endpoints that we also want to give to the community as well. For now, only institutions have been using those. And in terms of design, we basically have a creative director from the leading layer one working on this as well. So I'm pretty sure that you're not going to be disappointed from the design side of things.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining the AMA today. It looks like the questions have come in. Nobody has their hand raised, so I think let's call it here, and then I think we're going to start moving this forward and get it up to going through the proposal phase. What do you say, Hunt? I think we're at a good place. We can maybe answer any other questions in the forum, and then start going through the process with ideation and everything.
Yeah, and I would love to present Ocean some failure points and pass fails and stuff like that. We can definitely throw metrics to everybody on this. I have some documents put together while we've been drafting this with ideas regarding tracking and what I'd like to see and what's probably reasonable, and some numbers that I napkin mathed around a little bit when they've given me various metrics that I guess probably some of these metrics haven't been presented to the DAO because they were on calls with like me, Toasty, Marley, or Willie, or whoever. So we could definitely try to organize some of those points for everybody, Toasty, and then try to move this forward. Like you said, I'm definitely bullish on this, and I know it's tough, and I know the market's really tough right now. But this is definitely a media buy that I support, and definitely would appreciate other people's support as well.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Thanks Staking Rewards team for being up here, and hope everybody has a good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you